Alright, dudes and dudettes. I don't know if anyone even follows my channel, or if they do, if they care about like my dizziness or anything. It's been a really long time since I've made an update and since I made the initial video, but I probably look completely different than 10 years ago. So again, I don't know if this will matter for anyone, but 10 years, it's been over 10 years, and I'm pretty sure the issue was with my ferritin, which is like your iron storage. I was just getting some blood work done like this a couple years ago at this point, and my ferritin was very low. It was like 15 when it's supposed to be at least like 30 or so. And obviously, I mean, anemia or lack of iron or ferritin, which is part of this apparently, I didn't know that until recently, is a kind of a no-brainer if you feel dizzy or tired. It's an absolute no-brainer. That should be one of the first things you check. And for whatever reason, ferritin just didn't get checked. Iron definitely did. So whatever. But so because of that, I tried, like, my diet has a lot of iron, and it's, you know, fairly balanced. It's not perfect, it could be better, but it's definitely not iron deficient. So, you know, I was like, that's weird, because, you know, my iron's fine. It's just the iron storage that's a problem. So, you know, who knows if taking supplements would even help. So I started taking supplements, you know, educated myself a little bit more on like iron absorption and nutrition. And it's too much. It was just wrecking my stomach. So it wasn't really feasible. So then I learned about iron infusions. So long story short, I got 2 iron infusions. First one about 3 weeks ago, and it was like $175. My insurance wouldn't cover it. My insurance kind of sucks anyway. I've got like HSA money as part of my plan, so it's like I gotta use it at some point anyway. I don't really have too much health crap going on. It's like, why not, right? So yeah, I've had 2 infusions, and the first one was about 3 weeks ago, and I feel like pretty good. I've been feeling pretty good like the past day or so. And if you've any like long-term illness like this, or symptoms or whatever, I don't even know if you want to call it an illness, like, you are pretty shell-shocked and like hesitant to have like victories, because look, I've been trying to feel better for so long, and like I'm very like I've always had like a good attitude and been optimistic about it. So every time I tried something new, I was like, this is it, this is gonna work, right? And then slowly that fire like starts to die because you've failed so many times. It's like, I mean, you know, at one point, I like, even with the iron stuff, I was like, this probably isn't gonna work, to be honest with myself. Not being a downer about it, but like, it just probably won't. Just statistically speaking, I'm like more of a realist in that way. But so all this to say, like, even now that I feel pretty good, I don't even want to like speak on it. But like, I felt like today especially is like the kind of day I haven't really had ever. So I was like, you know what, let's see what's up. And the other thing is, like, I don't really think it's placebo, because after the second infusion, I actually felt like crap. So like, I was expecting it to feel a lot better, and I actually felt not good for like a few days after. So it's obviously not placebo, me thinking I'm better, because right after, like, my it wasn't mental, like I literally just felt worse. Kind of expecting to feel better, but now I feel better. But I'm not like, I wasn't even thinking about the infusion, so I don't really think it's not me like psyching myself up, as far as I can tell. But it could be other things too. Like I've had some like a little bit of changes in some of the things how I think about life, and just worldviews and stuff. So I don't know if it's that or maybe some other things I'm doing, some other things going my way, but on a very just on a physical level, like even if everything, say something tragic happened today, I think I would still feel physically better. So it's not just like something fell into place and now I feel amazing. Like there's definitely like, I'm pretty sure a physical aspect to this outside of anything that's happening in my life. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is if you're dizzy, I've tried so many things at this point. Like I've probably had like 50 doctor's appointments at this point. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. 10 years, 50 doctor's appointments, probably spent like, at one point I was like, under my parents, like in college, so obviously it was their money. And then, I got a job and it was out on my own, so I spent my own money on dealing with this. So I'd say all in, like at least 10, 15 grand, like a lot of money. But you got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, if you don't feel well, as long as you're like, there's no giving up. Like, obviously there is a way to like ultimately give up, but even if I'm not like waking up, like after 10 years, after a couple years, you're gonna maybe you don't even think about it for a while. Even if you feel like crap, maybe you don't think about it, because like you can't be thinking about it and like always plotting to like fix it. So I just, I kept living my life. I wasn't always thinking about solving it. And, a big part of me was like, look, maybe I feel this way the rest of my life. Maybe I feel another 10 years. That would be so horrible. But like, I mean, you made it this far. If someone told me today, like, you'll feel all that dizziness and stuff until you're 95, like, I mean, that would be gut-wrenching, right? But you never know. The world isn't always as like linear or as like organized. Like it's I feel like life is a lot more chaotic, right? Things tend towards chaos. So like, just because you've been this way for years doesn't mean it's always going to be exactly that way. Like, things can change, and you just gotta like kind of roll with the punches. So I don't know. Well, there's supposed to be a moral. I don't know what I said the moral was, but basically, like, if you have a problem that long term, like, I don't want to say always keep searching for a problem, or keep searching for a solution, because you're not. Like, if you have something that plagues you for that long, like, you're not always going to be searching. You're going to kind of forget about it or set it to the side. But like, there likely is something that can be fixed. There likely is that magic bullet somewhere. For me, I think it's at least partially my ferritin levels, which I haven't had them retested, but from what I can tell, the iron's doing something. For you, it could be like testosterone or vitamin whatever, or magnesium, or you know, something with your spinal fluid or whatever. You know, could be a million different things, and that's part of what's so difficult about this, right? It's not like you're dizzy. It's such a subjective, like, catch-all thing that can mean so many different things, which it sucks. Like, I almost wish I had a problem like with my heart, or like, you know, or like, hey, I can't see out of one eye. Like, not that I would want that, but like, it's a little more like specific, I guess. Or hey, this blood marker is up, you know, let's lower it. But the dizziness is just such a, it's so like esoteric, I guess. But like, even when, if you have 10 people that say they're dizzy, it could be 10 very different like perceptions of it, right? Who knows if they're even, like, one could be, it could be more of a fatigue, and one it's more of a, the room spinning, and one's like a lightheadedness. And how do you even start to like pull all those layers back? It's so hard. Like, even when people ask me questions about mine, I have trouble describing my own experiences. So like, how are physicians gonna untangle that? But anyway, maybe just what, like, I'm just one story of a million, right? Like, mine, I'm thinking is ferritin. Sally down the block could be something completely different. And every case is unique. You know, we all have our own problems. We all have our own like lives. It's not all just about health. Like, we have families and hobbies and fears and worries, and maybe some other like mental stuff that was already there, or that was kicked in with this. You know, we have fears and interests and different lines of work, or maybe you don't work, or maybe you're, you know, a stay-at-home mom or something like that. So it's all like, it's like literally dizzying in itself to untangle this kind of stuff. And I totally get that, but like, just, you know, hopefully at some point these things for you will resolve themselves, or you'll find yourself in a better spot, or if not in a better spot, you know, you'll find yourself in a manageable spot where you can, you know, find some like meaning in your life, and don't let that's the key, right? Like, you find meaning in your life, and you don't let your symptom or ailment subtract from that, or, you know, disable that. I think that's what we all want, right? It's like, you can definitely live with a lot of this stuff. You're not going to die because of it, but is it, you know, is it snuffing out your meaning, or like the world that you want to create for yourself or for your loved ones? So, I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful at all to anyone, or maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but that is my situation. So, hope someone finds it helpful. I know I get people like, still, not as much now, but like, people still reach out to me about this kind of thing from like the original video I did back in the day. So maybe, you know, one or two people will find this interesting or helpful, and that would be worth it. So thank you.